Hi, everybody, and welcome to The Balancing Act. I'm Julie Moran.
And I'm Olga Villaverde. Today, we're going to go behind the mystery with a rare and genetic blood disease.
Plus, simplifying your vision care.
And we're getting the skinny
yes.
on pasta. We both love pasta.
I love it.
Julie's going to be joining Chef Ingrid Hoffmann in the kitchen very soon.
Very soon.
We have a guilt-free pasta recipe, great for entertaining. Look forward to cooking with you, Julie.
Can't wait. And we also can't wait to share exciting news next month. That means October. We're kicking off the Balancing Act deals. You can sign up by either texting the word balance to 21000 on your mobile phone or go to thebalancingactdeals.com.
So why should you do this? Because we're going to be offering all kinds of great deals on every show. Register now so you can shop and save. Who doesn't like to shop
love to
and
shop
save? Especially
and
you and me.
save.
Yes.
That's right. All right, time to get this show started.
Polycythemia vera is a slow-growing blood cancer in which your bone marrow makes too many red blood cells. Now, these excess cells thicken your blood, slowing its flow and potentially causing complications like blood clots, which can then lead to a heart attack or stroke.
Today on Behind the Mystery, we're on location in the Big Apple to learn more about this rare disease. Take a look.
Our story brings us here to New York City today to find out more about a rare blood cancer which causes overproduction of red blood cells. Polycythemia vera, otherwise known as PV, leads to thickening of the blood and can result in serious health problems such as heart attack or stroke.
I was diagnosed with PV in 2006 as part of a routine physical that my firm required that I get annually. And I came up with a high red cell count. Norm for a male is 45%, and I was probably 60+%.
PV is a very rare condition. There are only about 6,000 to 7,000 new cases of PV diagnosed every year in the United States. This is within the 350 million people. Polycythemia vera is incurable cancer, where there are abnormalities leading to overproduction of the blood cells, particularly red blood cells. These cells stick together. They are not normal, they are malignant. So the main problem with polycythemia vera is increased risk of thrombosis or blood clotting, which can lead to untimely death of these patients.
Many patients' PV is not as routinely discovered as David's. Often due to a lack of awareness of the disease itself, patients are generally diagnosed after a cardiovascular symptom or event.
I was actually asymptomatic with the PV, so it was strictly the blood test that showed it, and it was advancing pretty rapidly, and it was pretty aggressive disease.
Polycythemia is a disease that's seen more often in mature adults. That is to say, it's more common in the 50 and 60-year-old age group. Patients often come in with an advanced form with a very high blood count because the symptoms are so insidious, and by insidious I mean so commonplace that patients often overlook the significance of them.
I came to meet Dr. Silver when I found his name on the internet as a prolific writer of scientific papers dealing with polycythemia vera as well as the other MPNs. And I decided that since he was in New York and I was working in New York, I wanted to start seeing him.
A vital part of David's PV management plan is his bi-monthly visit to see Dr. Silver at the Myeloproliferative Neoplasms Center located at Weill Cornell Medical Center.
Regular monitoring is critically important. It's done at the doctor's office because you have to have the blood drawn and then analyzed to see what the counts are.
We treat two things. One, we treat the disease itself to turn off the red blood cell production, and two, we treat to avoid the consequences of the disease, that is to say, try to halt the progression of it. And third, we want to treat the complications to avoid thrombosis or the clotting.
My advice to someone who's just found out they have polycythemia vera is go see a hematologist that sees lots and lots of MPN patients. If you can, get to an academic center. They're deeply involved with the clinical research that's ongoing, and the research is exploding in the MPN world.
Patients often ask us when they are first diagnosed with polycythemia vera, what is their long-term outlook, what we call in medicine the prognosis. And I want to reassure anybody who has polycythemia, who is watching this show, that it has an excellent prognosis when properly treated.
Due to innovative research into further understanding the disease, advances have been made in the diagnosis of PV, disease management, as well as an evolution in treatment approaches. The discovery that in 95% of PV patients, there is an abnormality in the JAK2 gene has not only simplified diagnosis, but can also be used in following response to treatments.
This is an exciting time for polycythemia vera patients. The diagnostic process for PV has improved. The testing for the JAK2 gene, which is mutated in almost every patient with PV, you can do that test on blood, which would lead you to possibly then do the bone marrow and make sure that the patient has a polycythemia vera. Once we have a diagnosis of polycythemia vera made, then we institute in most of the patients phlebotomy, a bloodletting, to decrease the number of red blood cells, and most of the patients are given aspirin, a baby aspirin, to decrease the stickiness between the blood cells and decrease the risk of blood clotting. Many patients, in addition, may require cytoreductive therapy. The cytoreductive therapy would interfere with the production of the blood cells in the bone marrow or kill the blood cells in the blood. According to national guidelines, the two medications that are suggested as a first-line therapy for patients with polycythemia vera are chemotherapy agent Hydroxyurea or biological agent interferon. Therapy for polycythemia vera has evolved over time. We are exploring new medications that are biologically directing its efficacy on the production of the cells in the bone marrow and change the bone marrow environment. This is an exciting time to participate in clinical studies from the patient perspective to help us develop new medications and find a cure for PV.
You can live a long time with PV. Many people live with it for 20 or 30 years, and people die with it instead of it. So it's not a death sentence by any means. However, the disease does tend to progress. And so you want to be actively involved to stop that progression to the extent you can.
We certainly know how to manage this disease and put it into remission. Many diseases are incurable in medicine. I think what a patient wants to know is whether or not they can be helped. That's the first thing. And it's very important to stress that we can help all patients with polycythemia vera.
There's an awful lot of information on the websites about the disease, about clinical trials, and there are any number of support groups all across the country that people join. I'm part of a community in the MPN Research Foundation because virtually everybody on the board either has the disease themselves or a relative has the disease. So we have lots of offline conversations about how things are going, and what you're being treated with, and how you're feeling. So it is a good thing to be part of a community.
For more information about polycythemia vera, visit the MPN Research Foundation at mpnrf.org. And you can always visit our website, thebalancingact.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Julie is in the kitchen with Chef Ingrid Hoffmann, serving up some Mediterranean favorites.
Who doesn't love pasta? I know I do. And this morning I'm joined by Ingrid Hoffmann, who's sharing delicious pasta dishes. Welcome, Ingrid. It's so great to have you here.
Thanks for having me here. It's a pleasure.
What are you making today?
Oh, do I have stuff for you. First of all, I'm going to tell you I've got an amazing pasta, a guilt-free pasta, and yes, there is such a thing because I created a skinny sun-dried tomato and balsamic chicken alfredo pasta. It's a great dish to make, and on top of it, we all want to eat a little bit healthier.
We do, and the kitchen smells so good. What are you cooking up now?
Well, I pre-made my little Alfredo sauce, and I'm going to tell you guys what it is because it's super easy.
Ooh, it looks yummy.
First, I started with something really special, which is my Star First Harvest Oil. Then I took in some garlic. Once the garlic was nice and fragrant, I knew it was ready to continue. Then I added a little bit of chicken stock, a little bit of flour, and a little bit of skim milk, and that's where we came up with this amazing, light, skinny version of it. That's already done.
Okay, now tell me about this First Harvest extra virgin olive oil.
When the olives are ripe.
Okay.
The first harvest. In the fall, they take them. It's called the first press. And this is considered the crown jewel in Europe. I'm all about simple and healthier food, but you need really high quality ingredients.
Okay.
I'm a stickler for that.
So what's next after that?
We're going to marinate the chicken that we're going to put on top so that we have a full-on dish. And this is very easy because we're starting with this beautiful ortali balsamic vinegar from Modena. And I love vinegars because vinegars in your pantry is something that you can bring so much flavor to food without calories, very little calories. And now we're going to use our beautiful oil. A little bit goes a long way. And we're going to put a little bit of oregano in it, a little bit of salt. As you saw, I always love doing this. Ziplockys are
Great
like my
combo
best
of
friends.
ingredients too.
It's yummy. It's, you know, it's just herbs with great oil and great vinegar. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a massage.
Yes.
And Star, by the way, has the most highly recommended products, and it's the ultimate trusted expert in Mediterranean food. I just need to marry these ingredients, and then I'm gonna ask for your help.
Okay.
So we've got beautiful artichokes, some peas, sun-dried tomatoes. These guys have so much flavor. Give it a nice mix, and then we're gonna pour that onto the pasta. And we've got a beautiful party dish ready.
And you can be so creative with pasta. That's what I love.
It's so easy, Julie.
Now,
just look at that.
Am I gonna help? I'm gonna.
Do you want me to give you a hand?
Yeah, let's, how about you? There we go.
There we go.
Oh
that's
my
a lot of creamy yumminess.
Yeah. That is the fun of cooking together right here.
Yes, I'm just gonna mix it a little bit so that all the flavors marry each other. And now all we're gonna do is put our chicken right above it. Now the chicken is tangy because of the balsamic vinegar in it. So it's gonna make for a very nice, creamy, tangy, a little bit of sour, a little bit of
yum, yum, yum. Now I see these two other dishes over here I have to ask you about. Everything looks so good. What about this?
Oh boy, look at that beautiful bow tie pasta. It's got some strawberries, kale, mint, avocado, a little bit of balsamic, and some beautiful olive oil.
And what about this dish right here?
We've taken a caponata and taken it to another level.
And caponata, what is that?
Caponata is a mix of eggplant, of peppers, of tomatoes, of capers. And in this case, we just made some pasta and added a little bit of the beautiful big olives that are stuffed, decorated with some basil, and all of a sudden you look like Top Chef, Julie.
You do, you do. And you know what? I noticed a couple of our great ingredients here in the kitchen came from the Ortali Italian Heritage Collection. I love food gifts. Let's try some pasta. You knew I was waiting for this.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. The beauty is that really to have pasta without the guilt is an amazing thing. Anytime you can do that, it's a wonderful day.
And I love my pasta, so I don't want to feel guilty, and this doesn't make me feel guilty because I watched you make every bit of it. All right, I'm going in here.
I'm going to serve myself some as well. Nice and creamy.
So creamy and so good. Thank you so much. And for more pasta dishes, check out Star, the world's trusted experts in Mediterranean food, at starfinefoods.com or our website, thebalancingact.com.
And don't forget to share your favorite recipe with us. We'll see you next time.
So long.
Now I'm going to dig in.
Now dig in.
Do you wear contact lenses? Well, if you do, you know how important it is to make sure you always have them on hand and stay up to date on your annual eye exam, right? So imagine if there was a company that took care of all of this. They found you a local doctor, paid for your eye exam, delivered your contacts for an entire year, so you never had to remember to do any of this yourself again. I love this. Well, there is a place, and it's called Sightbox. Joining me now to talk about how Sightbox is simplifying vision care is CEO Travis Rush. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. I'm excited because let me tell you why. Because my girls will always say, "Mommy, I'm running out of contacts, and there's only one left." Really? Like you put that pressure on me? So let's talk about how it works and how you came up with this.
So I've been wearing contacts since I was 8.
You're like my brother. He's blind as a bat.
My father and my sister are both optometrists, so I've been embedded in this world of eye care my whole life, whether I wanted to be or not. And in that, learning from my dad, especially as a kid, learning about all the things around eye care. It's not just about being able to see. There's a lot that goes on inside of there. And so looking at that, looking at how complicated vision care is, the concerns in the healthcare world in general of people just not knowing how much things are going to cost. Is there a copay? Is there going to be a bill that comes a month later that they didn't know they were going to get?
It gets so complicated.
So people procrastinate and then they don't go.
And they have to go. I still get that annual exam. Very, very important, right?
Yeah. So what we do to make sure that happens, we do the whole year. So we plan that eye exam for you. When you sign up, we find a doctor. Unless you have one already, you can definitely let us know and we'll work things out with that doctor. But if you don't, we'll find you an eye doctor near where you live or work that fits your schedule. We book the appointment.
You're like a secretary.
Pay for the appointment. Yes, it's a very nice concierge service for eye care. When your exam is done and you're done with the trial lenses or whatever follow-up visits you may have, we collect the prescription. And then we overnight your first box of contacts and then ship those throughout the rest of the year as you need them so you don't run out.
So you still need a prescription.
Absolutely.
That's imperative.
It is a medical device and the FDA regulates the industry. You are putting something in your eyeball, and so an eye doctor needs to make sure that you have the right lens. There are hundreds of thousands of different parameters and brands and types of lenses, and so it's really important that an eye doctor be part of that process to make sure that you're getting the right one.
What brands do you support? I know my daughters use, I want to say, dailies.
The most common are 2-week lenses that you throw away every 2 weeks. They're monthly lenses you throw away once a month, and then daily lenses you throw away every night. There are a lot of different brands. We support all of them. All of the major brands of lenses are provided by us. So.
And how do you find the doctors? Because a lot of people, like you said, I have mine.
Yeah.
You said I could use it, but how do you search for them?
So it's based on, number one, proximity to where you live or work. Wherever you're coming from for the appointment, we try to make it as convenient as possible. So, so we're first off making sure that they can fit you in at the time that you'd like to be fit in, and then it's based on the quality of the eye care. You know, we're not looking for the cheapest contact, lens fitting eye exam combination. We're looking for quality eye care that's convenient for our members, and then we let the doctors make all the decisions about what lenses.
And how does Cytebox differ from, let's say, vision insurance?
So first off, vision insurance is not insurance. If you go look at what it actually is, it is a payment plan for vision care, and it doesn't cover everything. Most of the time, you end up paying a lot of out-of-pocket for your contact lenses because the vision plan only covers the exam and it only covers part of the exam. So that's a big difference. We cover everything. We're managing it all. We're not just—
You're taking care of my needs.
Yeah, we're not just giving you a place to go search on the web to find a doctor. We actually do it all for you and manage the whole process.
What about cost?
So our 2-week and monthly lenses are $39 a month.
Oh, wow.
That includes all of your contacts for an entire year, plus your eye exam with any eye doctor in the country.
Sounds like a bargain.
So, yeah,
sounds like a win-win.
We have no network of doctors.
This is fantastic.
If it's a doctor that you want to go see, we'll make it happen.
So Travis, for our viewers who'd like to learn more, where can they go?
Cytebox.com, and it's spelled S-I-G-H-T-B-O-X, like vision.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Yes.
You got beautiful eyes too, by the way. And if you'd like more information on Cytebox, you can also go to our website, and that's thebalancingact.com.
We can't wait to share some exciting news. It's a great way to save money on some of your favorite things. Next month, that means October, we're kicking off the Balancing Act deals.
You can sign up by either texting the word BALANCE to 21000, 21000. That's 3 zeros on your mobile phone, or just go to thebalancingactdeals.com.
We'll be offering all kinds of great deals on every show. Register now so you can shop and save. I tell you, a really interesting show today, and I love being in the kitchen.
Because you love pasta. Skinny pasta! Okay. Okay, I'm in. Remember to head to our Facebook page and our website. Follow us on Twitter. And don't forget to check out our Instagram. It's at
Julie and Olga.
That's at
Julie and Olga. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
We got this
Julie
down.
and Olga. Remember that.
We got it down. That's great.